Hi, I'm Rachel Garber, a leader in CohnReznick's Private Client Services Group. I'm excited to welcome you to this next edition of CohnReznick's Business of Sports series. I'm honored to be joined today by Basketball Hall of Famer Nancy Lieberman, a pioneer in women's basketball and broadcasting, and now the leader of an amazing charitable organization, Nancy Lieberman Charities. Nancy, how did a young girl in the 60s become a basketball trailblazer?
It's not anything that you plan. It's things that just all unfold in front of you. It's really kind of like business. You know, if one door closes, you have to make sure that you're equipped to do something else. And there was no WNBA in the 60s. Title IX was just taking hold. There weren't a lot of scholarships for female athletes. But the one thing that I will tell you about my career growing up, it was imperative that I play sports for my health, my wellness, just for my self-esteem, and just for my confidence.
How has your experience as a pioneer in women's basketball shaped you as a person now and as a businesswoman?
It's interesting how when you're growing up and doing something, there's no labels attached to who you are. And then, you know, some dramatic things happen in life, like in women's sports and the business of sports. And then all of a sudden, if you're at the beginning, you're a trailblazer, you're a pioneer, you're all these words that separate you from being a current day athlete. It's what you used to do, but what you used to do is very important in what you're gonna do. And what you're gonna do is, sports is a business. It's not a little girls club or boys club. It is a $1 trillion entity.
As we talk about the growth of women's sports, in your opinion, what have been the most significant changes for women since your playing days?
The most significant thing is branding, people having equity in what we're doing at a collegiate level, which is now filtered to the WNBA level. It has filtered to soccer and volleyball and softball and so many other areas for women in sports, but I'll speak about the WNBA right now. I was talking to the GM from the Liberty, and they broke almost virtually every record ever for championship series and beyond in women's basketball in the W. They had over 20,000 people in the building. Everything, the merch was sold out in minutes from fanatics that they were having to print more gear. The ratings were astronomical. I think it was 1.7 million viewers, and it peaked at 2.8 million viewers. So you're seeing right now that people want to see us, want to buy us, and want to be us on some level. And now you're building it step by step as a business. It's not a girls club anymore. This is a big business, and people are investing big dollars into the WNBA, into, you know, the women's soccer leagues. And I still say we're at a pioneer stage. So they need somebody to guide them. So this is part of the growth of the business for women in sports. But it's powerful right now.
With regards to opportunities for success in sports, we all know it takes money for any sports league to be a successful operation. Where do you see that financial growth coming from in the future? And do we need any changes from the historical model?
Well, we already broke the historical model in the WNBA a year ago. You know, Kathy Engelbert, they raised $75 million. So the NBA owns 60% of the WNBA, but then they went out and got some equity partners who infused capital and allowed the league to do things that you've been hearing about, you know, with the Caitlin Clark effect, jets, you know, better amenities, the things that you need to have as you move up. And now you have the funds to be able to do more branding and pull more, you know, major sponsors in, and not just for the league, but for the players as well.
What are your thoughts on NIL deals, and do you see that being a source of growth and opportunity for young players that are in college?
It's happening so fast, and money's coming in from everywhere. You know, you don't want it to be, you know, like winning the lottery. You know, some people are just not equipped to handle all that money, and they lose it within 2 or 3 years. They don't have to be the expert, but they should have some knowledge of their money and where it's going.
Yeah, no, we've actually had a number of new clients over the past year, young players with NIL deals coming to us for advice and for assistance with taxes. So we've been happy to see that because it seems like young people are being proactive about dealing with it.
Oh, that's critical. It's critical that we have the experts.
Nancy, as you look ahead just a few years from now, what do you see for women athletes?
Well, there's different segments of women athletes. The ones that are playing right now are thriving, and it's going to get bigger, better. They're all going to be wealthy. They're going to need, as we've talked about, your advice in what to do. The athletes that are retiring, they're in a good place too, because we can give perspective. We can, share what's currently going on in the game. We don't have to be retired. We can be relevant. It's 2024, and I'm relevant in men and women's basketball, sports. It's kind of strange. Everything Billie Jean King said to me when I was, 22 years old about the sport and having to grow it and being a gatekeeper is happening. It's happening right now, and we're not where we want to be. We will be where we want to be when there's total equality with men and women.
Nancy, thank you so much, and we look forward to continuing the conversation about the business of sports.
Thank you.